All right, everybody, here we are again together at last on this freaky day. More so than that, actually, I have a lot I want to talk about with you. The markets, fake news, propaganda, absolute rigging off the Richter scale of what they are trying to accomplish. It's not working. And again, we have a few things to cover here. Let's start off with this. A 500-point swing in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, up 300, down 200, went positive triple digits again, erased that, and finished down over 80 points with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So let's try to put some light on what is going on here and what we will see moving forward, because again, everything I've been explaining to you with regard to lies and deceptions is playing out right before your eyes. So we find out earlier today, and this was the initial 300-point upswing with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Some kind of story was floated out about some apparent good news with regard to China trade. And it gets even more stupid, honestly. A mysterious phone call occurred in the middle of the night, which was positive with regard to China trade. How many of you out here believe it? Put your hand down. Put your freaking hand down. It's a lie. This phone call never took place. It was like a wet dream, more than likely. So let's move forward. And I have to give credit where credit is due sometimes, even if it comes from the COD. At one point today, CNBC, the prime confederacy of dunces, it was actually Phil LeBeau who was reporting on this particular aspect of China trade. He said, if this story is true, and what he was referring to is apparently China is going to be lessening tariffs on vehicles that are being imported, and he kind of played it out right. You know, if the story is true. Yeah, really, if. I don't believe a darn thing that we are hearing right now. A lot of this, people, is being done for one reason and one reason only, and that is to prop up the stock market to stop the bleeding. Understand what's going on here. Every effort, humanly and inhumanly contrived, made up, whatever, is being thrown at this market to try to keep it propped up. The first part was the most disgusting, in my view, the Trump-Powell put. Trump playing good cop, bad cop with the Federal Reserve, saying the Fed is the biggest threat to our economy. Why? Because the Fed wanted to raise rates. We need rates to normalize, period. President Trump wants the easy money pouring into this market. I believe this is the biggest error that anyone could ever make. We got to let air out of the bubble. Otherwise, it's going to burst, and it's going to hit us all at one fell swoop. The Fed capitulated, and this good cop, bad cop, more easy money into the market. That was phase one, stage one. Stage two was China trade, some kind of deal. Then we find out it really wasn't a truce. That was fake news. More fake news today with this mysterious wet dream phone call in the middle of the night. Well, that proved to be false, or it looks like it's false. That's why the market fell. And then they float out another fake story about a tariff. Whether or not that's true, we'll find out, because we're going to hear the truth. The truth always wins. You can never escape the truth in any aspect of your life. Understand that. It's just, this is, people, the biggest environment of lies that we have ever witnessed in world history. And it's all a game, in my opinion. You know what the plan is? Let me enlighten to you what the plan is. The plan is pretty simple. It's a grand fleecing mechanism of the middle class like has never been seen before in the history of the world. Something I've been explaining to you since, which feels like time immemorial. 2008 was the last fleecing. Another fleecing is being set up here. Every effort is being made to keep these distortions in the market real. And you understand that these are going to correct to fair value period. And the middle class always gets stuck holding the bag of dog shit. And that's what's going to happen here. Again, it's the truth. Absolutely unbelievable what we're witnessing in this market. But take advantage of it, people. I don't know what to tell you. You know what to do. I mean, if you've been following me, and there are some of you here that have been with me for years, and I know for a fact that you're watching all this and you're laughing. You're going, wow, Greg said this. Wow, Greg said that. Yeah, it's not too hard to understand what they're going to do, how they're going to continue rigging it, because it's all fake. It's not real. This is our strength. I've been telling you that for the longest time. It's utterly incredible. I did add a new credit spread today on Verizon. Specifically, I sold January 18th. This is when they expire. Verizon, ticker VZ, 52.5 puts. I did hedge that. This is why it's a credit spread. I did not yet post it to my website. I will soon, so you can see what I'm doing here. And you could, again, don't copy my trades, although you could, but I would say use them as a model for yourself so you understand how to work it. It's that simple. Anyway, so gold and silver, of course, they finished in the negative after being higher today. Cryptos did take a hit today as well. And what we need to keep our eye on, I want to show this to you here. We already understand the rift that exists between the 2-year, the 3-year, and the 5. Note, the 2-year and the 3-year are paying more than the 5. Look at the 7. See that 7-year? We need to watch that. If we see this 7-year enter the inversion territory, that's telling us that the entire curve, and it is happening, is moving over. You got it? Now, even when, and I still think this is inevitable, we get a full-on inversion, meaning the 10-year is going to yield less than the 2. Historically, there's been a lag time before everything really corrects. But again, and I'll give you this, we've never been here before. No one knows what will happen here. But if you notice, every effort imaginable, including wet dreams, are being now thrown at this market to try to keep it propped up. And you are going to see more of this, more lies, more deceptions, more falsehoods. It's just beyond anything I believe that anyone could have ever imagined. Maybe not you. I know a lot of you are smarter than this guy sitting here. But I'm trying my best to make sense of this twisted market that we have. It's just not real. Nothing is real. News is not real. And it's going to be interesting to see this play out over the next couple of days, seriously. All right, with that said, remember this. We are existing in an environment of lies, people, off the Richter scale like we've never seen. That should tell you something. It tells me something. All right, with that said, let's resume these festivities in the morning. And don't forget, regardless of what's going on, you and I have little puffs of loveliness surrounding us, and they're just everywhere. They're in our hair, in our mouth. They're just everywhere. I'll see you tomorrow morning.